All right, B's and G's. The road to 2K continues. Let's do it. All right, as always, my name is Liam Murphy. If you don't know me, I am a 3-time NFL Best Ball champion, including Best Ball Mania 2 for $1 million. I'll be streaming Best Ball Mania 4 drafts every weekday in May until I fly out to the WSOP. Going to be doing a Best Ball Mania 4 draft today. Try to build the $3 million first place team. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What is up, gang? Before we jump into the draft today, though, wanted to share a couple things with you guys. One is this morning, I posted this in my Discord. By the way, the link to my Discord is in the YouTube description below. Please join me there. One of the sharpest community I'm building there about best ball. If you have questions for me, I'm very active in there. You can ask me and I will respond, review your teams, etc., give you pointers. Posted this in my Discord and on Twitter, but share this team. I said, fun fact, the same year I won Best Ball Mania 2 for $1 million. I also got 6th place in the puppy with this 4-quarterback monstrosity of a team that didn't even have CMC. So let's pull up this team. If you have any thoughts about it in the chat, let me know. Open image and new tab, I think, is how we can make this thing bigger. So it is a 4-quarterback team. Matt Ryan, Zach Wilson, Ben Roethlisberger, Jared Goff. These quarterbacks were taken with the last 4 picks in the draft. The running backs were CMC, who, if you remember, was hurt, so he did not contribute to the team. Chase Edmonds, Ronald Jones, Devin Singletary, Ramondre Stevenson. Wideouts, A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Michael Pittman, Elijah Moore, Gabe Davis, Jacoby Myers, and then Kyle Pitts and Mark Andrews. So this team, just to show you, and, I can show you guys a little bit of story before we jump into the draft today. I was on my cousin's bachelor party for the best ball finals this year. And in the morning games, after the 1 p.m. games, I was actually winning the puppy. And I was not winning Best Ball Mania 2 at this point. The reason being is I had Ramondre, I had Devin Singletary, and I had Chase with his 50-point game, obviously. But, I think this team shows you that, the wide receivers and tight ends are stacked. Yeah, give any thoughts you guys have, Bilbo says. So, obviously, I think when you have this wide receiver crew and this tight end crew, you can advance a lot of teams. I was very sharp that year buying a lot of Ramondre Stevenson. A lot of people were like, oh, can't take rookie running backs on Bill Belichick coach teams. I fade nonsense like that. That, to me, just because it's happened in the past, like, that's not a trend. I'm like, oh, I'm not binary. Like, oh, can't draft rookies because James White and Damon Harris are there. Ramondre Stevenson, to me, was a freak-sized guy, like LeGarrette Blount, who could catch passes. He was one of my highest-owned players that year. I did some 4-quarterback teams last year. Obviously, that didn't work out too well. It's not something I recommend you do a lot, but I think it shows you that you can get weird with your drafts, and I will be doing builds other people don't, because if it's only me and the Donkeys building 4-quarterback teams, I can probably build them better than the Donkey Squad, right? And obviously, like Ronald Jones was a near zero that year. CMC was a near zero. So really, it was like the 3 running back game. Thank you, Ron. Guys, we are on the road to 2K. Shout out to you, this awesome community. We eclipsed the 1,600 subscriber point, so 400 subscribers away from our mini goal. Really appreciate everyone who likes, smashes that subscribe button, and joins me on this journey for these daily May drafts. So I think actually this year, 4-quarterback could maybe be better. Obviously, you're unlikely to match the ceilings of a Jalen Hurts, a Josh Allen team. We checked out that thread I posted yesterday, or that post I posted yesterday about the regular season points. But like, it wouldn't be shocking to me if some 4 quarterback combo of like, Will Levis, Desmond Ritter, Mac Jones, Baker Mayfield, could string together enough games. Now, I'm only going 4 quarterbacks if I take those quarterbacks rounds 14, 15, or rounds 15, 16, 17, 18, probably. And, me going double elite tight end, having elite wideouts, having the CMC anchor with some guys I liked allowed me to do this weirdness. Now, it's not something I recommend you do a lot, but it just shows you that you can get weird out here. Another thing I posted in my Discord is, and I'm going to be posting this on Thread, is I made this Get Fit or Die channel. Guys, we need to be in physical shape. I know I've been lazy for a while here. I eat pretty healthy, but not been that active. So posted this thread where going to be doing something physical every day the month of May, just because you think better for mind games such as chess, poker, best ball when you're in physical shape. So if you want to join me on that journey, go ahead. Doesn't take a lot, guys, right? A 2-mile run, a bike ride, some jump ropes. You feel a lot better. I recommend you do it. Share your journey in the Get Fit or Die channel on my Discord. Again, the link to join that is below. All right. That being said, I'm excited. Let's jump into Ball Mania 4. About 9 left if you draft against me. Bollock. Welcome, brother. For the vibes, we always welcome vibe-based people. And, pulled the 102. Put a tweet out yesterday how it's hard for me not to take Jamar Chase with the 101 because to me, I think Jamar Chase has the highest individual week ceiling of any player in the pool, which best ball is an individual week game. I think Jamar Chase has more 50-point games in his repertoire than Justin Jefferson does. He's attached to Joe Burrow. The dude also won me $1 million, so you don't fade the guys who get you there, obviously. And I think he's the best wideout in football, period. The addition of Jordan Addison to the Vikings is also a perplexing puzzle. You got 3 really legit options where probably the combo of Hawkinson and Addison is more threat to volume than Boyd and Higgins. So Jefferson goes. I want some CMC shares, but I'm just not taking him over Chase. CMC more likely to be injured. Plenty of round 2 and 3 running backs I like. Yeah, Burrow greater than Cousins, just like easy. Billy Joel, P90X guy. Ron says he's in shape. It's just lifting his coffee mug. Hey, man. We're all on different journeys here. I've seen a lot of nerds in these best ball streets being like, "Oh, can't draft right now. Gotta wait at least until the schedule release or until August to get my max EV." Guys, we're trying to win $3 million here. If you want to draft right now and you plan to max the contest, fucking draft right now. Have some fucking fun with it. You could definitely build the winner right now. There's things you can do. Some of the concerns of drafting early is you might draft more dead players. We do not want to have dead players on our team. I think I am going to be better at that than most about not drafting dead players. You don't know the week 17 and the playoff schedule, which is a bit of a downside, but you can definitely, again, do things to mitigate that information. And some of the positives is like the ADP values get on some of these players. We are seeing players massively rise in ADP, some massively fall. Bildo says, I keep jumping in your drafts, which is probably negative EV. Yeah, Bildo, don't do that, man. You got to GTO this. Wait let me draft with someone else, and then you jump in and you just listen to the stream while you draft it in your own room. Fantasy Football Garage asks in a string-on sentence, just joking with you, man. When drafting early, if you want to avoid dead roster spots, do you, 1, draft more running backs, 2, draft less running backs? Yeah, I think there's different. Some would say you want to draft 0 RB early. Some would say you want to draft hero RB early based on the uncertainty, but I think both are viable. I'm not doing only one draft strategy right now. Matt asks, how high would you take Bijan? I would take him as high as the 101. Easily. I really like a lot of players in the first round. And if I like a player in the first round, I'm okay taking him at a different we're gonna take Tony Pollard. I think Tony Pollard just has running back 1 in his repertoire. Which, to get in the late second round is good news. Like, I think Tony Pollard easily has a higher possible ceiling season than Nick Chubb. He could outscore Eckler. He could outscore Barkley. He could outscore JT. He could outscore Bijan. A healthy CMC's probably got him, but so Yaker here, 23, doing something interesting. He took Jefferson with the 101. And if you're listening to this on Apple Podcast, gang, hit the follow button or whatever you do in Apple Podcasts, Seville. I try to be mindful of the audio, gang. But why I find this interesting is, and then we're going to take Devonta Smith here. That gives us some correlation with the NFC East, where we have Dallas, we have Philly. These teams are going to play each other twice. So we're more likely to be getting a game stack week 17. And from a season-long perspective, we now have these guys playing each other for 2 games. So that helps for season-long perspectives as well. But why I find Justin Fields at the 102 interesting is because he's not being drafted there a lot. He's never falling to the 4th round. And he's in the same division as Justin Jefferson. So he's getting the division stack by doing that as well. Paul asks, would you not be surprised if Olave and Michael Thomas's ADP gets closer by end of summer? Yeah, I mean, Olave is the one guy who it's like, love his ceiling, but definitely Michael Thomas is in a healthy season is going to be there. Now, that doesn't really mean, like Olave could just be like Devonta Smith. It just probably means that like Michael Thomas is way too cheap, right? It doesn't necessarily mean Olave is too expensive. Maybe it's a little bit, but Ron says Cousins had more passing yards than Burrow last year. Yeah, I mean, that's a neat stat, Ron, but that's not the end all be all. Let's show you something here. Joe Burrow, 36 touchdowns, 4,500 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns. Cousins, 45-4-7. So 20 more yards. Obviously, Cousins, I think, had a good year, but Joe Mixon could be out of there. Chase was hurt last year, which obviously hurts Burrow's production. Burrow might rush for less, meaning he throws to Chase more. I don't think that is that meaningful of a stat. And with me taking Chase again, the only person who should possibly take Joe Burrow is the T. Higgins drafter, which is on my inside. So, definitely not the Lamar. Like the 4 elite quarterback guys should never take him. And really, these guys, if they're trying to win the contest in any meaningful way, like Zabs, Bilbo, 10-minute, they should not take Joe Burrow. So I think Joe Burrow's ADP will settle around the late 4th eventually. Sorry, Lebowski. We don't help with slow draft finds. No, but it seems fine to me. David says, on my finals team last year, 4 out of the 6 running backs I drafted were traded, and the other 2 were rookies. I don't know what to make of that chaos. Well, David, you should join the Chaos Surfing Discord, linked below, to help you navigate that. No, that is crazy, though. Burrow got shorted a game, true. Bullock says, best ball is a game of weekly variance for the most part. Smash that like, boy! Shout out you, Bindles. T was also hurt for a lot of season. Yeah, I mean, who was Burrow throwing to? No, Cousins is not as bad as people think. I think it's a great for Cousins that they added Addison. He's just obviously not, he's not in the elite territory. He's put together really solid fantasy seasons. Let's see what 10-minute does here. So we will take Joe Burrow. I mean, I could risk it that Yakers, who really shouldn't after taking Justin Fields, but, why risk that? Hawkinson goes, Dalvin Cook goes. So this guy's just stacking up Minnesota. I think Terry McLaurin makes sense for this team, adding to the NFC East division. So now we have Washington, we have Philly, we have Dallas. So we're getting lots of we're building out that division stack. DeAndre Hopkins is a faller in ADP, and that makes sense. Like we don't know what is going on with Hopkins. It's a new year, Ron. You can pour some out for your team, but we're done talking about the canceled Bengals-Bills game. Ultimately, it's just a variance thing that occurred. You can feel sorry for yourselves. You can feel sad. It's okay. You can ask yourself what could have happened, but what's that going to do? No, and people want to be like, wow, look how crazy it is that game got canceled. You know what's crazier than that? I don't know. A global pandemic happening the year before and games getting canceled left and right. People forget that in Ball Mania 2 in the playoffs, whole games were just getting canceled. Many of them. Like, it was difficult to field a team week 16. Week 17, the finals was mostly left untouched. But like week 16, week 15, you were just being like, don't cancel my game for COVID. Yaknihus asks, when do you think we start seeing smaller contests, 10 to 20K up top? They don't do that many that small. That's more like Pomeranianville. So I don't know, July, August. They release puppies, but those are typically like $5, 50K up top, 100K up top. Paul asks, if you had to bet, most likely the Bills wide receiver 3 this year, is it Shakir or Hardy? I would bet it's Shakir, but I think everyone's going to play a little bit interchangeably, possibly. Appreciate everyone for tuning in for these daily drafts. Again, make sure you join the Discord in the link below. Cal Be Cool asked me, is there a player you want to be more on than the field? Last year, Gabe Davis and Rojo. Can't give away all the secrets, Cal. When you stream all your drafts and you say that the player you want to be heavy on, people are just going to take that player. So, FF Doom, what's up, brother? GM Liam, do you plan on changing any strategies from last year to this year for DK? Nothing comes to mind right now for DK. Have to see. I expect that their contest will be released closer to May 11th. I'm going to guess that DK releases their high stakes contest before Underdog. That's what happened last year, but we'll just wait and see. So I don't spend a lot of time thinking about it until I know what's happening. Man, the anticipation sometimes of waiting for someone to make a pick. No, we wanted Waller for the division stack, of course. Not as high on Goddard. Give me Hollywood. I think Hollywood's pretty underpriced. Really solid group of 4 wideouts. Tony Pollard is our anchor. We are at pick 74. We're going to pass on our guy, Gabe Davis, this time and grab Cam Akers. I just like the wideouts available at the next section of the draft, I think, more than the running backs. And Akers, still an RB1 going in the 7th round. Division stack with Marquise Brown. So we out here. Nick says Bills wide receiver 3 will be Kincaid. Yeah, I think he'll be sharing. I think the Bills are going to play Kincaid or a guy like Shakir/Hardy in the slot, depending on matchup. 10-minute wants me to show Batch's team. The high T plus Kelsey start. You went tight end and 4 RB. Not how I recommend you build, but he went double tight end too. He's got 1 wide out, Chris Godwin. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on that team, see how he closes out. Mookie, what's going on, man? He says, hey, Liam, how was your offseason? We're never on an offseason, Mookie, but it was great. I'm very excited for BBM4 drafts. I have to actively find other things to do to not fire all my bullets right now. I'm okay if I get in the 50 range before the release of the schedule. And then maybe get to 100 before I even go out to Vegas once I get the schedule. Because again, I don't look at BBM4 as my only best ball tournament. I kind of look at BBM4, the DK Millie, the DK high stakes, the Underdog high stakes, the drafters, all of it. Once I just determine what I'm going to fire, it's all my portfolio. So I will be drafting a lot. Bildo says, thoughts on DeAndre staying in Arizona? I mean, DeAndre's old, man, and he is 30, he'll be 31, but he just kind of has the body type that, he could go AJ Green on us real quick when you're like, fuck, I drafted dust. You're just you're trying to catch the sand falling between your hands. But I don't know if he's going to stay, or the latest rumor I read is he could be cut. And if he's cut, that's pretty decent for his value because it means he's going to choose the team he goes to play for, which, Kansas City trotting out a bunch of question marks. I think Buffalo's a little bit less likely, but they're not out of the woods. Yaknihoos asks, do you think we see a lot less scoring from the Eagles considering how dominant their defense might be? Hard to say. I still think they're going to score a lot of points, but good teams usually don't try to win by a field goal. They're not oh, we're up a touchdown, let's just play D. They want to keep on working things. They want to get ready for the Super Bowl. So I think we do slightly prefer that an elite offense has a bad defense than an elite one, but a great defense can also mean they get more turnovers, which gives the offense the ball more. So I'm not going to level myself and be like, the Eagles defense is too good. I can't take Eagles. Billy Joel, I am a YouTube TV person, and I highly recommend you join the YouTube TV route. It's going to be lit this year for. We'll take Michael Thomas, one of the last wideouts. If he's healthy, just going to be absolutely smashing value. As soon as we get some like hype tapes in August, his ADP could rise. Really solid group of I could stop with 5 wide receivers with this group if I wanted. And this running back tier pretty flat. You would think Yaker is going to take Kirk Cousins, and he does. Maybe a Viking fan. I think Zach Charbonnet makes sense for this team in the same division as the Rams and the Cardinals. And let's look that up actually. What divisions do NFC West play? I think they play the Bengals division, which would be the nuts. Unintentional super sharp thing I did. Sometimes when your vibes are immaculate, the world helps you out. So 23-3. We got the Rams. We got the Seahawks. We got the Cardinals. So the Bengals, which we have stacked up with Chase, will be playing. Do they play that? It would be awesome if they played like the Cowboys Division 2. They do not. But they do play the Rams, the Seahawks, the Cardinals. So we're getting lots of individual games stacked at least. Let's see here. Yeah, gotta look into the YouTube TV. Nick asks, how do you feel about being able to get Fournette in round 18? Feels plus EV. Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly staying away from the guys unsigned right now because it's possible they just don't sign somewhere. But I would go Fournette over Zeke for sure. Bildo's on batch watch. I'm not even paying attention. Who'd he grab? Evan Ingram. Yeah, the dude is loading up on the good tight ends. Bully tight end. AR-15 to the moon. Someone got to help me out with the some sound clips. I got to up the production on this stream. Hit the like button, guys. We're going to do that for you. Anthony Richardson went before Deshaun Watson. Yeah, I mean, he's someone that's climbing up boards. Amen on the vibes. In the YouTube description below, I don't know if I mentioned this, I also linked the playlist to the Best Ball Mania 4 draft. So if you missed the first and second one I did, and then the second stream I did, check those out. All right, Bollock, relax here. Pay some, trying to give me financial advice. Just kidding. Kyle asks, what are some beginner chess resources to get better? For those who don't know, I used to be a chess teacher in New York City. It was a really good one, actually. My students were very good. I would say, chess is 99% tactics. You can look up the Chess Kid YouTube channel, and I released some videos for them on how to like some first openings you should know, but tactics, tactics, tactics. I would have my students do 100 a week, and then playing lots of games. Nick says, appreciate the response, back to work. Yeah, I checked out my YouTube analytics heat map, and it says 2 p.m. is one of the most active times for people who subscribe to my channel, which just means that there's a lot of people who work from home that follow my channel, which I found funny. We're going to get a share of Devin a chain. Very exciting landing spot for him in Miami. Went in the 3rd round, I believe. What's up for you? Dolphins Raz, and we'll get that draft class. And then going to take Tyler Boyd, of course, to add to the Bengals stack we have. Yeah, Devin Chain went in the 3rd round. Pretty high ceiling guy, you would think. Really small dude. Let's pull up his athletic profile for you. 5'8", 188, but ran a 4.32 40, 149 10-yard. So, it's not going to be surprising if he rides to the pine. It's also not going to be surprising if he's part of the electric factory in the Dolphins, who are building one of the fastest offenses in football. Ron said, got hit with the midstream commercial interruption. Ron, brother, we got to do what we got to do over here. Matt asked, do you splash around in best ball streets for other sports? I ended up drafting a lot of Albatrosses, the PGA golf one, because the contest overlaid. I was going to reach out to some people, have some baseball people, have some basketball people on my channel to draft some of those. But Underdog released the pre-draft big boards, and I know NFL. I don't really like baseball at all. I don't like basketball that much. And a lot of my skill is knowing the player pool really deeply in NFL. So it's like there's no point when you can draft NFL best ball year round. So it's like, what's the point? Do I wish I had an NBA 1 or 2 to sweat and like make the games watchable for me? Sure, but I did. Bildo Slice says, am I too deep in the sauce being upset that Elijah Hickens is listed as a wide receiver, not a tight end? Is this this got to be Jay Yaker here? He says Bears Viking week 17 one time. Let's look up that stack of his. You got Darnell Mooney. You got Colt Kmet. Yeah, he's just going all in on the Bears and the Vikings. Hey, man, I respect it. Unfortunately, you're not going to advance because my super team is. But I'll pour one out for you when Bears Vikings goes off. Just kidding. Appreciate you announcing you're in the draft with us. That is a legally obligated thing. The IRS will come for you if you don't. Noah asks, are you on board with the QB roster construction wave this year? I don't know what you mean by a wave. I'm generally 2 QB over 3 QB, but depends. Will I go 3 QB? Yes. And I showed you, I'll go 4 QB too. So I'm not someone who locks in a strategy, but I generally think 2 is better. Cal asks, when you drafted your winning teams, did you think, damn, that's a good team I drafted? I think that always Cal, so yes. No, but seriously, I don't recall I think I remember some of the drafts. I have flashes of them, but hard to answer that, Cal. Like BBM2 was 2 years ago, you know. Hey, Justin, say hi if you're out there, man. He's going to be out in the WSOP streets with me. So I think we'll take Dulcich. We need a tight end. Probably going 3 tight ends at this point. Feel good about my running backs. Feel good about my wideouts. Feel good about Joe Burrow. And I guess I'll take Derek Carr. It's past ADP. We took Michael Thomas. If Michael Thomas has a huge year, it means Derek Carr is probably the reason why. So, thank you, Rodney. He says he's at 8, trying to avoid an audit. Aren't we all, brother? Checking on the 8. He went Diggs and Allen. Good start. Ramondre for that division stack. Mike Williams, Justin Herbert. A little extra invested at quarterback, but it's fine. J.K. Dobbins, Jahan Dotson, Quentin Johnston, Demon Harris, Madison, Knox, Juwan Johnson. Looks good. Someone took Kyler 1 pick ahead of me to stack with maybe Hopkins. Hard to say. Maybe would have taken Kyler to go with my Marquise Brown stack, but don't mind taking Derek Carr. Like in a vacuum, I think I'd rather take someone like Bryce Young, literally the QB1 in the draft this year, over Derek Carr, but I have Michael Thomas, so got to construct your teams like you're right. Jesus Christ, Rodney. Correction, you're at 5? That makes sense. Rodney Chuck right there. Let's see. You went Cup, Mahomes, Jacobs, Gibbs, Pacheco, Ayuk, Tony, Richardson, Bateman, Myers, Osborne, Johnson, Rashee Rice. It's not my favorite team, Rodney, but you're out here. You're battling. Some good players you picked for sure. Rodney asked, do you get nervous if you end up on a table with a player like Daniel Negreanu? No. I think Daniel's a pretty nice guy. Again, guys, do me a favor. We're on the road to 2K here. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Drop a comment. Devin, the dude. What's up? Just found your channel. I was on a draft with you a couple days ago. Good luck. Thank you for joining the Chaos Surfing Nation, Devin. We're getting tubular this summer. It's going to be a great summer, guys. If you did not check out that video I posted on Twitter the other day and linked in my Discord, you got to. Let's see if I can pull it up for us. Hope this doesn't get me demonetized, but fuck it. God do what you got to do for the community. Wait, is it sharing for you guys? Does it share if I go full screen? This is Gus Hansen. That's Helmuth. This is just part of this video. We're getting my favorite part. This this dude who's gambling goes, "In the name of Jesus Christ, please let me win." Just absolute comedy providing to us. You can check out I linked the link to Joe Ingram's video on that if you wanna see the whole thing. Ooh, was gonna take Shaheed, but now we don't need to. Thank you for freeing me from that stack I'd feel obligated to do. We'll take Singletary. Solid, boring pick. RB2 in Houston. Offense should be better. Should be seeing the field. Got about 4 more picks to play with here. I think we'll take Tank Bigsby, the assumed RB2 in Jacksonville. He got round 3 draft capital. Yeah, round 3. 5'11", 210, 4.56, 40, 10-yard, 156, 10-yard split. RB2 is pretty open in Jacksonville. Is it possible he's not the RB2? Absolutely. Could be Dearness Johnson. Could be, I'm not even remembering his name right now. Hold up for y'all. Good to catches passes. He's fast. Jamichael Hasty. Be him, but we're hoping that is Tank. Preston with the Electric Factory. Let's go, Preston. NFL schedule comes out May 11th. Correct, Kush Life. Make sure you're in my Discord. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. I will have the schedule for you the second it comes out. Matt asks, what are you going to have for dinner? Good question, Matt. Going to go to the store, buy some groceries, and make a smoothie when I get back. And then for dinner, I don't know. Might go out with the girlfriend, get some fish, some eggplant parmesan, something like that. I'm a pescatarian, for those who don't know. Don't care if you eat meat personally, but I stick to fish and veggies. Jamichael, thank you, Gritty. So for the audio listeners, we have a 2-6-6-1 going on so far. Joe Burrow and Derek Carr are our quarterbacks. Tony Pollard, Cam Akers, Zach Charbonnet, Devin Achane, Devin Singletary, Tank Bigsby are our running backs. Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, Terry McLaurin, Hollywood Brown, Michael Thomas, and Tyler Boyd are our wide receivers. And just Greg Dulcich at tight end so far. Hey, happy birthday, Cal. He says he's going to some Japanese restaurant for my birthday dinner. Everyone, wish Cal happy birthday. Join me. Once I get my production up, we'll have a little happy birthday song for you. Gritty asked me, what is your favorite fish? I might say mahi. I just really enjoy a nice white fish. Very tasty. I live in Florida, go down to the Keys quite a bit. So I like fish like grouper, mahi. Can't go wrong with salmon. Not as much into the super fishy fishes. It's just in Portugal, so like they have a lot of cod and stuff. Ron, general nice guy, says happy B-Day, Cal. Shout out you, Ron. Billy Joel says swordfish is best fish. That is a high tea take by you, Billy. Wow, Cal. I don't know what to say, man. I feel betrayed. He says, B-Day was last week, but schedules conflicted, so I had to push the dinner back. I feel lied to, Cal. No, I'm kidding. All right. We got 3 more picks in this draft. Is this the $3 million team? What do you guys think? Let me know. You know what I meant, Ron. You know, the fish that tastes super fishy. Tastes like the ocean, like sea bass. We're going to grab Sam Laporta, the second tight end taken in the NFL draft. Worried the dude with Hawkinson might have taken him with the division stack he's got going on, but he went Komet, so maybe not. But we like Laporta's landing spot and draft capital. What is up, Ben? And then I guess like where we just take Irv Smith. It's in our queue. Like those dudes don't catch passes. So I mean we've been doing this with Irv Smith for a while, but if he stays healthy in Cincinnati, it's not like the Bengals use the tight end a lot, but it's just generally good to be correlating your tight end with your quarterback. Not a great Raz overall, but fast dude. Suppose he's kind of small, so he's get punished for that. I don't think I'll be taking Irv Smith without Joe Burrow, but how high do you think McKinnon will climb? Yeah, he's a guy I would have probably considered here if he hadn't gone. Answered that yesterday, but I think like this like round 12 and 12 to 14 group of guys. Someone asked where did Kendre Miller go? He went round 14. Odds on a team being able to place in week 14 and week 17 prize pool. You know, I don't know how to give you the direct odds on that, but it could definitely happen. You got a Texans fan in the chat. Did put the 3 rookie quarterbacks on the thumbnail today. Yeah, I mean, I've never really been on the Irv Smith train before. Have you seen anyone draft Tom Brady yet? No. I did see someone take Antonio Brown, though, stacked with Lamar Jackson. Shout out Ben checking on Ron. How's the back, Ron? I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this last pick. Could really throw it at any position, I felt like. Could go 4 tight end, could go 7 wideouts, could go 7 running backs, could go a third quarterback. So we'll see what I do there. It's like probably wideout. Just for the fact that you need to start 3 a week. But Billy says he's falling for the Justin Ross hype. Hey man, very high upside. We're gonna take Darius Slayton to close out the NFC East correlation. I mean, dude is currently probably the first or second wideout on the Giants. Like, yeah, it's probably Darren Waller, but deep speed guy. Let's pull it up here. This is draft 28 of mine. 28, 5 to stream. Third one. Joe Burr. So to close out the team, we went 2-6-7-3. Joe Burrow and Derek Carr, Tony Pollard, Cam Akers, Zach Charbonnet, Devin Achane, Devin Singletary, Tank Bigsby, Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, Terry McLaurin, Hollywood Brown, Michael Thomas, Tyler Boyd, Darius Slayton, Greg Dulcich, Sam Laporta, Irv Smith. Really appreciate all of you guys tuning in for the live draft today. Anyone watching this later, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, hit that bell so you don't miss any of my stream content. We'll be streaming daily BBM4 drafts for the weekdays of Best Ball Mania 4 for the month of May until I go to Vegas. Hope everyone has a great day. Join the Discord in the link below. And Joe Burr, go Burr. One done that.